Hello, 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 hello. Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising. Hey, Miss Dolores. Hello there. How are you? Hey, Teresa. Hello there. Hey, Shauna. Hello there. Miss Brown. Hello, hello. Deja. Hello, everybody. Hey, Diamond. Hey, Robin. Pache. Pache. Am I saying that right? Pache or Pache? Which one? Let me know. Alrighty, guys. Hey, Lolita. Hello there. Alrighty. Y'all. Okay. My life has been in shambles. Alrighty, so today we're going to recap the hey Riley. Today we're going to recap. Thank you, Shauna. We're going to recap the random interview. Pache. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to recap the interview from yesterday. Okay. So first things first. The interview was not planned at any point in time. I was on my live and just so happened the friend. So if you guys been following the story, okay, the close friend of the mother was one of the first people to interview the mother first. Okay. She was the first person to give us the mother side. And just so happened she was in my live yesterday because she seen my cover photo with Keimani on there. Okay. And she says, wait, that's me on the video because I'm listening to her video as she's in the comments. And so she happens to come in and I talk to her as well. All right. And then she says, I'm also on the phone with the mother right now, but I'm going to get her to come over here and talk to you. Okay. So that's the first thing. Did not know that this lady was coming. I will say that during this conversation, it was very eye opening. There's a lot of inconsistencies in this story. There's a lot of blank areas in this story. And I must say, from talking to the friend, from talking to the mother, from watching the media, there's two timelines that I have not still been able to get a solidified answer on, okay? Which is kind of upsetting. The first answer, which I think we have figured it out because the friend has gave us some clarity, was when did she actually go missing? Okay. The second timeline that has me kind of messed up is this whole godmother, mother, grandmother situation. When did Keimani get there? Okay. So a lot of that was talked about yesterday. What we're going to do today is we're going to recap the interview. Hey, Simply Erica, we're going to recap the interview. And I'm also going to put some things out there that the friend said. Now, the friend gave me a lot of detail. It's about, I want to say, about a good hour of a video from the friend alone. Okay. The information that is in the video, I would hate for it to affect the the um the investigation. Okay. There's discussions of the crime scene, there's discussion of surveillance footage, there's discussion of a lot of things that I would hate to have a that throw a ball into this investigation. So I'm being really mindful about putting it out there, okay? Especially until other things come to the forefront. If other things come to the forefront and which matches what she said in the media, put it out there or something, then of course I will put it out there. But I don't want to throw something in there that is not supposed to be said right now, okay? Because it was a lot. So let's get started.
Records because that was what they were saying. They were saying I medically neglected my daughter. I brought them my full medical records with, my baby's midwife and my doula's number, all of that good stuff. I brought them my lease. I brought them the title to my car. I brought them W-2s from all of my jobs to try to like prove to them that the things that were being told about me were false. And the last time I gave it to them was during what calls a staff meeting. I gave it to them the last time in that staff meeting, and they tore it up in my face and threw it in the trash and continued on with the meeting like nothing had happened. So,
So, but you said she never went home with you though, right? She never got a chance to like go home. You just gave birth to her. Now, the inconsistency in this part is that there is things out there that is saying that she actually lost the baby at 9 months. Okay. Yeah. So she's saying that she had a midwife and not a medical clinic also played a role. And then she also is mentions out there that that Keimani was actually taken from her at 9 months, but she is saying that she actually never went home with her at all. Okay. So let's proceed.
No, they took her from the hospital.
Took it from the hospital. Okay, so my question, no, my next question, I don't want to hold you into, too long. I know you got a lot to do and you're busy right now. I understand. So they took her from you. Now, during this time that when they took her from you, the first person that she went with was the godmother, correct?
Yeah, the godmother. They gave my godmother kinship care over my daughter when she was a year and a half.
Okay. And how long did she stay with the godmother?
I'm not exactly sure. I believe.
So if we look at this timeline, and she is saying that the baby, if some people are saying that the baby was taken from her at 9 months, I'm thinking that when the baby first was born, when Keimani first was born, either the baby was in foster care for a long period of time until the family decided who was going to get her. But she is saying that it wasn't until later on, around a year, that she was actually given to the godmother.
She stayed there solely up until she was like 5 or 6, and then they started bouncing her back and forth between the two.
Okay, so this basically lines up with what the grandmother had. The grandmother said that she was there off and on for about 5 years. Would that be fair to say?
My daughter's about to be 14 tomorrow. No. No, that's still not accounting for that's accounting for like 3 to 4 years.
Okay, so that timeline is just a little bit conflicted. Okay, so during this time of her being there, how many years did you fight for your daughter after she was born?
Oh, I've always fought. Hey, I'm on the phone. No, do not open that door. No. You want to go out there? You can go out there and play if you want to. But I can't have you playing in here. But no, I've always fought for my daughter. I've fought for my daughter since the day that I had her.
Give me 1 second. I pressed the button. I'm sorry. So say that again because I pressed my mixer. My apologies. Say that one more time for me.
I said I've always been fighting for my daughter. That fight has never ended. Shit. In June, my mother was supposed to be signing a third-party custody transfer so that I could get my baby back because she said that she did not want her anymore. She said my daughter was stealing, my daughter was lying. I don't know that any of that is factual, and I don't believe it. But she said that my daughter was doing a whole bunch of stuff, and she just couldn't take it anymore. She wanted me to get my daughter. We were supposed to be going to court for that to give me custody of my daughter back because every place that I've always had space for my daughter. I've always made sure I had means to take care of.
Right. So this abuse, what do you know about this abuse? Because one thing that I'm noticing is that there's a fair consensus from multiple family members that she was getting hit on by the grandmother. Did you know about anything about this, and how long did you know, and what steps did you take outside of fighting for custody?
My did a very good job of as far as I think that was so that they would be able to do what it was that they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it. Again, I still have my parental rights, but because they are guardian, because they are custodian, if they don't give me the go ahead, I can't do anything.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, did you hear about the abuse? Like, how did you know anything about the abuse that the grandmother was doing?
Hear about the abuse, and I didn't hear about the abuse until the only thing that I've seen, because I've never even seen my mother hit my daughter other than like a spoon, like a wooden spoon to her hand. I haven't witnessed any of that, and I think that was for a reason.
Okay. And she is your biological mother, because that was in question as well, correct?
That is my biological mother, unfortunately. How they ended up, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all are so loud. I cannot even think straight. Can y'all please? That's why I said go out there and play with them so that they can scream and yell and holler as much as they want. Baby, my head, it's a lot of stuff going on in my head. I cannot focus. Can y'all please step out? Please. I'm not trying to be mean to y'all, but I need y'all out. Please. Go. I'm sorry.
Listen, you're okay. I'm a mother. I don't care about none of that. You do you. It's okay. Go ahead.
Well, is there any other questions?
No,
or
I was
anything?
saying
'Cause
as far as
I got it.
no, I was saying as far as the abuse and things of that nature. You said that you didn't know anything about it. You just knew about the spoon and stuff like that. That's what you was explaining.
Yeah. About anything. The only thing I've ever seen my mother do to my daughter was hit her with the spoon. But I've recently met a bunch of my family that I didn't know existed, and
Now, that part right there stood out to me when she said that she recently met a lot of her family that stood out to her. She's also going to mention that they were wondering where this light-skinned baby came from, okay? And the friend actually pieced this part together, which I'm going to explain after she says what she has to say.
they didn't know I existed. Apparently, they've been trying to figure out where this light-skinned baby came from.
Wow.
But just meeting them, and they have stories on top of stories on top of stories. People that have lived with my mother for months or years on end are telling me what they've witnessed.
So, what the friend said yesterday is because Tiara was the only one that was left in foster care. Okay. What did not make sense to me is because she was saying that she's never seen her mother do abuse to her child. But what I can honestly say is she was in foster care for a reason. We know that. Okay. Her children, she said, the friend said she was the only one that was left there. So that lets me know that all the kids were there at one point in time because, of course, Dorothy has other children. But the question is, why did she stay there? Okay. To the point where no other family knew who she is, or never even met her before. So the question is, why did Dorothy at one point in time lose custody, or why was her children in the custody of foster care at some point? You can't make that make sense. You just can't. You just can't make that make sense. So my only thinking is that at some point in time, Dorothy was under CPS investigation at some point. Now, she may not have never seen her do this to her own daughter, Keimani, but it was a reason why why the other kids were taken, her and her siblings. It's a reason. It's a very vivid reason on why they were taken at some point. And she actually is going to mention foster care at some point in time in this video as well, which kind of explains a little bit of why she didn't initially go into the custody of the grandmother, Keimani. Okay. And I'm going to explain that in a moment.
So
can you explain your sister? Apparently your sister went on the news and she said that you never around and you only came around because you were fussing about the child support and $900. Can you explain why she would go on the news and portray it that way, or why she would say that you were never around?
I don't deal with my sister, first off. I don't talk to her if if she don't talk to me. I raised all my little sisters and brothers. I was the protector. I was the provider for them when we were in foster care, and I put myself.
So where was Dorothy? Where was Dorothy? If she was the one that was taking care of all of them. The question now is, where is Dorothy? Because that let us know that Dorothy has been negligent at some point in time in her life, somewhere, to where this girl here was forced to take care of all the rest of the children while they were in foster care together.
In harm's way to make sure that they didn't have to go through the things that I went through. I don't talk to our family is not tight knit. So I don't really speak to her that often. But that is not the same energy that she had when she called me and told me that my baby was missing. Because she's the one that let me know.
Okay.
I had no idea. I don't do social media.
Understandable. Now, there's another misconception or some that's getting people a little bit confused as well, is that people were going around, and I'm just here because I've been watching it from the very beginning. So don't think I'm just someone that just hopped of it and don't know anything. People are saying that is Keimani, is this her biological? Okay, and would you know why people are saying it's someone else? They were saying that the grandmother said it's not, or something like that.
So they said that my mom said that. Where she got that from, I'm not sure. Um, but I mean, shit. People are also saying that my mom and my daughter's dad have been sleeping together this whole time too. So I don't know.
The grandmother, she's saying that people are saying that the mom and the dad has been sleeping together. I will say that the friend said the same exact thing, is that the friend said that their relationship is really kind of closer than what it is for normal relationships, more than just that's the grandchild's father. That she would basically allow the father to see Keimani, but when it came down to the mother seeing Keimani, it was a little bit iffy. And you just learned that they were dealing with each other on a personal note. That's crazy, and I'm so sorry.
If it like, the only time I really talk to my mother or my child's father is if it's concerning my child. If you tell me my kid needs something, I got it. If you tell me my kid wants to do something, I got it. If my kid is short on something, or shit, if the house is short on something where my baby is residing, I'm going to make sure I take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
There has been times my mother has called me legitimately 3 days in a row. The last time she did this, I was homeless.
Mute yourself, Nutbuster. Mute yourself.
She called me the first day.
Okay. Go ahead.
There was the last time she called me and was asking for money back to back to back to back was when I was homeless. I was literally living in my car, had nowhere to go. And she called me one day and was like, hey, I need like $600. We ain't got no food in this house. I said, okay. She called me the next day. Hey, I need $300. We need to wash clothes. Okay. She called me the next day. Hey, I need $100. I'm trying to do something for Keimani's birthday. Okay. She called me the day after. Hey, can you send me $60? I'm $60 short for her cake. No, I can't, because now I'm flat broke.
Wow. So it was just always.
If you call me and tell me my kid needs something, call me and tell me my. It's always been about money.
Wow.
But regardless of that, like I said, my only concern has been, I don't care about the money. Money comes and goes.
Yeah. So they were saying, so that this house that your mother lived in, I've heard that your mother was on drugs. I've heard that it was pedophiles and pimps and crackheads living in there. Was she treating this house like a boarding house for the community? What do you know about that, of the people that were coming in and out this household?
I didn't know about the crackheads and all of that mess until after I got here. I only found out about Wayne, my little brother's dad, staying at my mother's house when he got out, because my dad called me and told me. And I asked her why he was there, and I told her that I was uncomfortable with him being there because he just did 22, 23 years and ain't seen a woman. I don't want him nowhere near my kid.
And he's a registered sex offender, correct?
That was staying at that house, from what I knew, was family.
No, I'm saying, but Wayne, he was a registered sex offender. That's what he was in the penitentiary for, right?
No, Wayne was in the penitentiary because he killed somebody over 50 cents in a slice of pizza. So, mental health
And allegedly, Wayne is the same person that shot the grandmother before y'all. And remember they were saying that the grandmother had got shot in the leg. Apparently, they're saying that that's Wayne too.
Top tier, you know.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so now that all of this is out and things of that nature, right? I know that the day before she went missing, she was at your house because you had the birthday party for your other daughter. And you said that you gave her some money and then you also gave the father some money. Now, here's what kind of had me confused is because they were saying that you really didn't get a chance to see your baby for a lot of years. Is that correct?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's incorrect. My daughter was at my house on the 15th, Saturday the 15th. Her and her sister had already spent the week up here together because I have a 4-year-old. She was up here with Keimani for a whole week before that. My daughter's dad got permission from my mother to bring Keimani to me on Saturday the 15th. That had nothing to do with no birthdays. I don't know where people keep getting that from, but that's not what I said. She came up to see me because, again, I'm paying child support. I still have my parental rights. So that was my visit. But she sat with me hours. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess my mother wanted her home before the night was over for whatever reason. But they stayed for 2 hours. We played the video game. We joked, we played. We had a good time.
Okay.
We had a good time.
Okay,
And
Spicy, I did say that. I'm sorry to interrupt. I did say that because I knew Zaza's birthday was on the 17th. And I was just like asking you because you were getting stuff together for her birthday on the weekend. So yeah, I did say that.
Okay, it was the weekend. Okay. Okay. And so he came and took her there and then took her back home. Now, do you guys even, let me ask you this, maybe you would know. Do you guys even know if she even ever made it back home?
I don't know. From what I was told, she was home because she went to school on Monday. The kids at her school vouched, yes, she was here, and she walked with us to school. We had lunch, and she walked with us after school. She went home.
Okay. Wow. Alrighty.
There's a set. There's kids that she walks to school with. If she doesn't get on the bus, group of kids that she walks home with if she doesn't get on the bus.
That's the part I was a little bit confused about as well because she said that they stayed there for a week, but then she also said that they stayed there for a few hours. So for the 2 hours, did y'all catch that? That's the part that I was a little bit like, did she stay for a week or did he stay for 2 hours and pick her up? Before he left. I'm thinking that's what she was saying. Maybe Keimani was up there for the visit, and then he came to pick Keimani up. He stayed there for 2 hours, and then they decide to leave. Now that is confusing. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what she said, but I'm not sure. Okay. Now, can you give us some clarity on this timeline? When was she officially reported missing? I think that's also some inconsistencies in that for people too.
I don't know when she was officially reported missing. So from what I understand, from what was told to me, she went missing Tuesday. My mother claims that she noticed that she figured out that my daughter was missing when she got home, which was supposed to have been 10 o'clock. But apparently she still had not reported it at that time. She called.
So for those of you that's been watching the story, all right, there has been 2 days that they're saying that Keimani has went missing. I want to make sure that everybody is tracking the same day. What was the first day? Okay, was it Monday or Tuesday? Type it in the comments because I'm trying to see if everybody is picking up the timeline and inconsistency that happened when it came to the initial reporting of Keimani going missing. When the grandmother went to the news, the day that she said was Monday or Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. Yes, she did stay with her mother. Yes. Monday or Tuesday. If you guys remember, for those that's been watching, Monday or Tuesday, when the grandmother went to the news, she said she came home on what day? And she discovered that Keimani was not there. Tuesday. Are you guys referencing the news when she was with the daddy? Are you guys referencing the news when she was with the daddy? Because here's what it's confusing. So here's what the bestie said, or the friend said. She said that the grandmother, that Keimani actually was missing on Monday. That's what the mother is talking about, the inconsistency, because she don't really know. She said Keimani was really missing on Monday. But the grandmother did not decide to contact anybody until Tuesday, and she called someone that is closely acquainted who has kids that go to that school. And she called them and said, "Did you guys see Keimani at school today?" And the lady said, "How would I know?" So basically, the grandmother had hesitated on calling the authorities. And that's where this timeline of Monday and Tuesday both was referenced. That's where that is coming from. Because they're saying that she took so long to actually contact the authorities first. When she first discovered that Keimani was missing, she waited a while. It's a lot of conflicting stories when it comes to that timeline. And from what the friend was saying, is that she waited way too long. She waited until Tuesday to basically say that she was gone. Another thing in which they said is that when the grandmother is coming and saying that she had went over to work, she actually didn't go to work. They said that she went over to a friend's house to have some drinks. That's where she was at when she says that she was at work. So when people are saying that the grandmother never made it to work and things of that nature, they're saying it's true. Okay. She was actually with a friend. And that's why if you listen to the live videos, you can hear a lady in the live video basically saying, "You was just with me last night," in a video, because they was actually just together that night having drinks together. And the grandmother was over there getting drunk, never going to work. That's what the best friend has said yesterday. To me, listen to the supposed to be daddy. Really listen to the supposed to be daddy, the biological father, Tori. Oh shoot.
Big cap on Facebook. I'm sure you guys have seen her posts. But she called my cousin Kat and was asking about my little cousins, because I guess they go to school with my daughter as well, asking if they went to school, trying to figure out if my daughter was here or right somewhere else.
I'm gonna play that one more time. What she's saying. Listen close.
Went home.
Okay. Wow. Alrighty.
There's that she walks to school with. If she doesn't get on the bus, a group of kids that she walks home with if she doesn't get on the bus.
Okay. Now, can you give us some clarity on this timeline? When was she officially reported missing? I think that's also some inconsistencies in that for people too.
I don't know when she was officially reported missing. So from what I understand, from what was told to me, she went missing Tuesday. My mother claims that she noticed that she figured out that my daughter was missing when she got home, which was supposed to have been 10 o'clock. But apparently she still had not reported it at that time. She called my cousin Kat, which is Big Cat on Facebook. I'm sure you guys have seen her posts. But she called my cousin Kat and was asking about my little cousins, because I guess they go to school with my daughter as well, asking if they went to school, trying to figure out if my daughter was here or somewhere else. She called the school. The school said that my daughter had not checked in for the day. I don't know that any part of that is true. But I did not find out until almost 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Like I said, my sister, the same one that's on the news talking crazy now, is the one that even let me know that my daughter was missing. My mother did not call me about anything even remotely related to my kid until Thursday. The Thursday after she went missing at 3:49 p.m.
Wow. So this is kind of, thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate it. So that timeline is very much inconsistent. It's somebody is not telling the truth on this timeline, y'all. Because when I look at the press release, the authorities say that they've received the phone call on the 18th. The 18th, like you're saying, Trita. Okay? On their press release is what they're saying. So I'm trying to understand, how did she get on the news and say Monday? If you guys remember when she was standing next to the father, she said that she came home on Monday and she discovered at 9 o'clock, I think she said 9 o'clock in the morning. Don't quote me on the time, but she said she came home on Monday and she discovered that she was missing. She was not there, and she found the house in disarray. So I'm either she was missing Tuesday and you called the authorities, or you came home Monday. But there is some inconsistencies in this timeline for this baby, for sure. Now that we are in, your sister had went into the news, and she also had mentioned, so when your sister, when she was on the news, and she basically is saying that you never around, there's also some allegations that your sister was one that was a part of the things that was going on in the house. Have you heard anything about your sister leaving your daughter out while they leave the house for hours throughout the day and she had nowhere to go? Have you heard those allegations yet?
I know that I have been told that apparently my sister's son, my nephew RJ, was apparently touching my baby as well.
Now that was new information. Okay. Now people were saying on social media it was somebody in that house that was doing something to her. But we never heard about a nephew. That was the first time. Maybe you guys have heard about a nephew before, or the sister's, son that was doing inappropriate stuff. But that was the first time that I've heard of that. So this is possibly something that the family is talking about that hasn't touched social media yet. Now, if you guys have heard that, please let me know.
And my cousins told me that as well. No, my mother has not talked to me about this. My sister has not brought this to my attention. The people that are responsible for taking care of her are the people that should be telling me what's going on. When something's wrong, regardless of how big or how little it is, you should be letting me know. That is still my child. I still care for her. I still love her. I still go above and beyond for her.
And how old was this son
But it's
of
the
hers?
fact.
How old is her son?
I spoke to them every time I spoke to my child, every time I spoke to my child, every time I spoke to my mother, every time I spoke to my child.
And the baby's horror started Sunday night. That's what I'm thinking. I think either it started Sunday night or somewhere between Sunday and Monday, because we have to keep in mind, and as I said yesterday, if the friends are saying that they seen her Monday, that lets us know that something happened Monday night. Something happened Monday night. Now, what happened Monday night? I don't know. Okay. But something happened. From what the friend was saying and what the friend said yesterday, she said something to me that was really telling. She said that apparently there was an argument between Keimani and the grandmother because Keimani had her period. That was crazy to me. And apparently it had got on her clothes and the grandmother was fussing at her. Now, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that on social media, but that's what the friend said to me yesterday. She said that there was an argument, and I've been trying to ask myself what will cause an argument about her starting her period. You know what I mean? Like, where would that come from? And she said that that's what that she's, that's what they're saying that the argument was about, is about her being on her period. Now, what night this happened, I don't know. I don't know what night this happened on. I don't know if it was Monday night. I don't know if it was Monday, during the daytime. I'm not sure, because we do know that there are friends that are saying that this baby, they seen this baby on Monday for sure. For sure, they seen her. So that lets us know that something happened. She said she saw the bed. Yeah, she basically said that the baby she bled out because of her menstrual, mistakenly, and she was getting chastised about that. Now, she didn't say if they have mentioned if the grandmother had did anything to her that night, but she did say that that is something that people are saying that happened the days leading up to Keimani going missing. She also let me know that there is surveillance footage. Now, she did say that the surveillance footage that she said, listen, there is someone else. Okay. Now, who that someone else is, I don't know. She said there is someone else because on the surveillance footage, the person that is taking the body does not look like the daddy. That's what she said. She said, I can't say who it is, but they had a hood on. I remember her saying yesterday they had a hood on, but it don't look like the dad that was the person that took the body there. Okay. She also said that apparently said even the father argued with her too about her period. And I think a lot didn't catch that. Yes. A lot of people, they were talking about, oh, so Miss Brown, you were in the live yesterday. Yeah, they were saying that there was a big argument about her menstrual cycle. Don't know. And her father was there and the grandmother was upset and they were getting on her about this menstrual cycle. But that's all the details that she did tell me yesterday in regards to that. Okay. And then and she did say that they do have the surveillance footage. Apparently, the way that the grandmother's house is set up, she said apparently there is a field or something. I don't know. Maybe you people down there in Toledo will know, but there is a field out there somewhere in which she said that there is some surveillance footage from that area as well. But she did for sure say that this man isn't the only one. It is other people that is attached to this in one way or another. Okay. He did not do this by himself at all. Okay. Sounds like she was not properly cared for. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is after speaking with the mother, and kind of piecing this stuff together. I honestly believe the reason why we cannot get a consistent timeline from these people in regards to who was Keimani with, when, and why, okay, is because I really honestly believe, and this is only my opinion, not fact. I believe that the reason why we cannot get this timeline, y'all, is because when Keimani was supposed to be with the godmother, she was really with the grandmother. And I honestly believe that the only reason that the godmother got custody of Keimani is because the grandmother could not get custody because the grandmother has CPS cases. She has CPS cases. Now, how she was able to get it now, I don't know. I don't know if they have, maybe it's a time gap. She showed that she changed. I don't know. But I do know that if you have a history of CPS cases, you can't get custody of a child. So I think that there was some type of an arrangement done, okay? And that's why it's like, I don't know where she was. She was supposed to be with Granny, because I cannot think that a grandmother would allow the child to stay with her up until 12 years old and just up and give her away. It's too much love invested there. It's too much time invested there. At that point, that's your baby. I don't see someone packing a kid up and just shipping her off like that at 12 years old, like was posted on social media. So I think that on and off time that the grandmother is talking about, I think it was longer than that. But they don't want to tell us because she knows that she's not supposed to have that baby in her custody. What we do know for a fact is that her children was in CPS custody at some point in time. That's what we know for a fact. Okay. And I do believe that she was not supposed to have Keimani on the times in which she had her. She never said the age of the grandma. No, of this. I tried to get that, but she never said it. I think she either didn't hear me or something like that. But I think that is what is really messing us up, y'all. Because this grandma was not supposed to have this baby. Okay. Her children, her biological children, Tiara and them, was taken for a reason. Now, what that reason was, I don't know. But for them all to be taken and go into CPS custody, we know that there was something going on. Now, I don't understand why when I asked her about the abuse, she says that she never saw Keimani be abused by her mother. Her mother, she only seen her get hit with the wooden spoon on her hand. But in the same token, she also said that she was the one that took care of all her siblings. Now, she could have neglected the fact that her mother could have possibly did some things to her and her siblings and only focused on my question alone about Keimani. She could have done that. But they were in CPS for something. I didn't hear anything about Keimani being pregnant as of yet. As I said yesterday, they did mention that there was an argument about her period. It was a huge argument with the grandmother and the father about her menstrual cycle. Okay? She wasn't, I don't think that she was, I don't think either. I don't think that she was a huge role at any point. Now, could it been because the grandmother didn't allow her? Who knows? But I don't think that because when I asked her, did you know about the abuse? No, I did not know about the abuse. Did you know about all these crackheads and prostitutes in the house? No, I didn't know about that. Didn't know about that. But so that lets me know that if she was truly engaged, she would have known that all these, because there's too many people that are coming out saying that this woman had, and let's just be honest, when all this came into play, there was 2 crackheads living upstairs. Okay. So she was very vivid that she wasn't there. And honestly, I'm gonna say, like I said yesterday, and it's very sad that I have to look at it like this. This was a beautiful young girl that was being passed around like a pet. And one thing that stuck out to me with listening to the mother, the grandmother's interviews with the media, the aunts with the media, the friend, one thing that consistently comes up is one thing: money. I keep hearing money, 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 even all the way down to the aunt going on the news and using that time to talk about a GoFundMe kind of pissed me off, because this is a time where we as strangers, this baby's, I have on blue today because today is her birthday. After this show, I'm gonna do a release, and some of you guys probably have shed tears for a baby that you have never met in your life. So for me to see that people are on the news and the only thing that they're talking about is money, 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 it lets me know that that has been the focus the entire time. I would not be surprised as during this time that she was supposed to be with the godmother, that the mother was paying this person and that person. Whoever had the baby is who got the $900. Okay. They also put some allegations out there about uh them telling the grandmother, calling the mother and saying that Keimani was a thief and she always stealing and things of that nature. We know how that can go, which made me wonder. And I even asked a friend. I said, so and I asked a friend, I said, could this be why her hands, you know? And she's like, no. She said the reason why that is because there's DNA under her nails. They wanted to get rid of the DNA that was under her nails because she was fighting. That's what the friend told to me yesterday. But they were consistently, they were saying she was a liar and she was a thief and she was always stealing and things of that nature. Another thing that stood out to me throughout all these interviews is that she's a tomboy, she's a tomboy, she's a tomboy, she's a tomboy. Everybody is pointing this out, and it's making me feel like that was a problem. And it may be far fetched, but this is a 13-year-old girl. I was a tomboy. But when describing me, my mama never pointed that out over and over again. My grandmother never pointed it out that I was a tomboy. So it makes me feel like that was something that was a problem, because they're consistent. She didn't like boys and she was a tomboy and da, 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 da. They're consistently pointing that out over and over and over and over and over again. And it makes me wonder, was this something that she was being chastised about at home? Because people are pointing that out left and right. Listening to the grandmother's interview on the news, she was sure to point that out. Why is the teacher the only one saying good things about this baby? That is what's crazy to me too. I've heard that she's stealing. I've heard she's a tomboy. I've heard this, that, and the third. I've heard there's no reason that I should be hearing about certain things that I'm hearing about when it comes to her. I would think that people would use this time to elevate her name, but that's not all I've been hearing. It's just not. I've heard listening to the friend yesterday. She spoke really, a lot well about Keimani. She's very detailed. The friend is very, very detailed. I do have that footage, but I do know that you guys did not like all the bells, and I'm sorry about that. I did not record this myself, but I wanted to make sure it was on recording because I know that it's so many people that this story has pulled at the heartstrings. And so I just said, shoot, forget it. I'm just gonna put it out there. And I hope that you guys can, hear through it. But the one with the friend is very detailed, but it does have the bills in it. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Said was the grandma. What do you mean? um, happy heavenly birthday. Yes, today is her birthday. And I'm going to be doing a live balloon release for her. I don't know Keimani, but I have been covering true crime cases for 5 years, guys. And like I told my supporters, I had to take a day off from this story because it consumed me. I was crying. I was losing sleep, wasn't eating, and it just wrapped me. And I thought I was numb because I dig really deep into cases, y'all. And I do all I can to bring awareness to these issues. And this case just proved that I wasn't. And it's because this baby really had no fighting chance. She had no fighting chance. I did ask her the relationship between her and her mother, that is her biological mother. And I did ask her about the father. She said that is Keimani's father. When I asked her, why did the mother, she says she doesn't know where her mother is getting that from when she's saying that that's not the biological father, but she says that it's Keimani's biological dad. That's what she says, okay? Don't know where Granny get this from. And my thing is this, and you guys will probably agree. If the grandmother says that this is not Keimani's biological father, why did you allow the relationship in which you gave? So if she's going to say that, we have to hold her accountable, because why are you giving this so-called random man, as you say, this much access to Keimani if you're saying that this is not her biological father? Because in that token, you're wrong for that. If we're going to go along with what you're saying. Now, the mother did say that this is her baby's dad. And I did question her about, the video where she said that she don't think that her baby father would do anything like this. She said that, from what she know of, she never would have thought he would have. She never would have thought. She said if she would have known that he was interested in these types of things, she wished that somebody would have said something. But she said she never would have thought because he just wasn't that type of person. She sounded crazy when she said it that. Yeah, it just sounded, so if she's going to say that this isn't, if you're going to say that this isn't Keimani's biological father, then you're just as 10 times wrong, because that means that you were giving a random man who God knows who, because we don't know, with you, because they're saying that you were out drinking with random people. There's videos on her Facebook. I don't know if you guys seen the grandmother's Facebook, but if you look at the video, and some of you guys probably missed it, but if you look at the video, there's a whole table full of people at that house, smokes and drinks everywhere. If you go look at the grandmother's Facebook page, it's a bunch of random people just sitting over in the corner at the table while they're over there partying on a couch, and she's over there too, drinking and drunk and things of that nature, right on the grandmother's page. And that's just a random video, about 20 seconds. So I know if this is a 20-second video of random people, then it's a fact that if you're saying that that's not their father, then you're just as wrong, because this man can be anybody. It could be absolutely anybody who could be the dad then. Who this man is, and you gave access to Keimani to a random person, if we're going to go with what you're saying. But once again, the mother said that this is the biological father. I did see on his Instagram where he did post, "This is my oldest daughter." I did say that. I did see, you seen that on TikTok? Yeah. I did see he did post on his Instagram that Keimani was his oldest child. He posted that years ago when Keimani was younger. But yeah, it's just a lot of inconsistencies in this. Now, when it comes to the friends, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm really, really mindful of releasing the footage of the friend. It's some details in there that I don't want to mess up the investigation, y'all. I don't, especially because everybody hasn't been held accountable yet. But she was even more detailed than the mother. I think she got a little bit comfortable with me, so she began to tell a little bit more as far as history, as far as things that happened leading up to, things that has happened after the investigation. She even talked about Keimani and how she was found and things of that nature. So I don't know if it's safe to play it um on social media because it's information there that only people that are close to the family should know. You know what I'm saying? And out of respect for Keimani, I don't want it out there until this baby gets justice. Now, if they put out anything in the media first, I will put the video out there of her. But I wouldn't even let her mention. She wanted to even explain to me the details of Keimani's how she was found, and I stopped her. I stopped her because I didn't even want to hear that. Like I didn't want to hear that over again. Even reading it, I didn't want it to hear it again. And that's how comfortable she got with me. So if they decide to I just want to know who left the baby like that. As I said, from what the friend said, it was somebody with a hood on, and she said the person was dark skinned. That's what she said. She said it was somebody that's dark skinned with the hood on. Now I know a lot of people are asking about where's KP. I did, ask them on whether or not he is deceased, and she basically said the same thing everybody else is saying, but I have not seen anything to confirm the belief that he is no longer living. You know, um, because he's dark skinned, and then we also know that he has a family member that lives in that area. But yeah, okay. Um, if anything else do come forth, I'll let you guys know. Uh, Lackawanna Blues. Yeah, the house looks crazy. Savage, is this information that the authorities may contact you about? They can. I mean, Miss Brown can tell you. Miss Brown, if maybe somebody that's watching, they can, especially if it's something that hasn't been released. If it's something that has not been released by the authorities, but yet this woman has said it on live, possibly. Indeed, she was there live. Okay, so I I got to be careful. Everything is not content for me, y'all. I'm not really about trying to get the most viewers, and I want the truth. Okay, but I also want justice at the same time. So I'm not really about posting a video just because I know everybody want to see it. I posted this because, of course, she said the basics, but not enough to where it can mess up anything. But it also gave you the mother version, who we have not heard. There are many ears and eyes watching. Exactly, is many. Um, this I did post. It's not. She kind of gave us her side. We haven't heard from the mother. We've heard from the aunt. We heard from this person, that person, but we really haven't heard from the mother. So I thought it was okay too. And she didn't say anything that was too detrimental. The friend, yeah, she said some things that's very detrimental. Now, if the media does come out and say something, I'll put it out there. If they say anything that I know that's in that video, I'll put it out there for sure. Because at that point, everybody knows. But I don't want to mess up the investigation for this baby. I want her to get justice. And if it includes me not posting a video for clicks and views, I'm going to do that. And I'll just withhold it maybe till after trial or after everyone is arrested or something like that. But as of right now, I'm not going to release it. Now, if the authorities see this video and say, send me the footage, I'm sending it. I'm going to send them the footage. It's just that simple because I want justice. I'm not in this for the mother. I'm not in this for the grandmother. I'm in this for Keimani. That's who I'm in this for. I'm not in this for nobody. I'm not on nobody's side. And that's why I let her say whatever she's going to say without trying to get an explanation of anything else. Straight shoot questions, because this is what the people want to know. And these are the questions that they want answered. And I tried to get all of you guys' questions answered in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I tried to get them all answered for you guys as best as I could. All of you guys were in my head. I remember this person saying this, and I didn't know that she was coming, y'all. And so I'm literally trying to remember everything that I've seen, all of you guys' concerns, while also trying to fit it. Because if you remember, she said, make this quick. I don't have enough time. So I'm sitting there like, okay, let's get this together. But if anything else does come out, I'll definitely let you guys know. I have been following it very closely since the very beginning, ever since for Big Cat, the cousin. I don't know if you guys have been watching since Big Cat, but Big Cat has been screaming Keimani since day one, and they're not giving her the credit she deserves. She is the one that the grandmother allegedly pulled that gun out on and cocked it and pulled the pistol out on her because she was asking questions about Keimani. That's who really deserves acknowledgement is Big Cat, because she hasn't stopped. She hasn't stopped. She didn't care who it was, how they felt. She didn't care. Mama, sister, cousin. Big Cat didn't care. Okay. And that's how long I've been watching it with her. But if anything does come to me, I will let you guys know. And if they come tapping on my shoulders about any footage, I will let you guys know. It's not in my hands no more. But yeah, all right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bigo, I'm about to get ready to come to you guys. We're going to do a moment of silence for Keimani. Today is her 14th birthday. Okay. We're going to do us a moment of silence for her. I have on my blue today. I got some blue balloons, and I'm going to go out in my yard, do a prayer, and we're just going to do a moment of silence, okay, for this baby, and keep her in our prayers to ensure that she gets justice, okay? I'm probably going to go live in about 30 minutes over there for the moment of silence. I'm just going to take me a quick break, and then I'm going to come over there with you guys for the moment of silence, okay? Thank you guys for tuning in. But if you are new here, please make sure that you do follow me, okay? I cover everything. I cover true crime cases of missing persons, high profile celebrity crimes, and anything that includes child abuse and neglect. Okay, that is what I cover. I'm not just a blogger. I'm actually a journalist, but I'm also an investigative journalist. I have a degree, and I'm working towards my master's as well in criminal justice. So this is not just content for me. This is what I do. Okay, I have 15 years of investigative skills. So this is just deeper than just content. I really take what I do very seriously, and I try to handle it. My name is the same same thing everywhere. Savage RoyalT when you go on Bigo. Savage RoyalT. Savage RoyalT is my name. So I'm actually not just a blogger. I'm actually a real journalist with certifications and things of that nature. Okay. And I will always try to do it in the most professional way for victims first. My supporters will tell you guys, I love adults. I swear I do. I love y'all. But I love my babies more than I like y'all. Okay. I will go against you for a baby. All right. And that's a fact. I will go right against you for a fact. Okay. But I go live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube. New cases every single day. We do deep dive investigations, and then I'm on Bigo Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, we have to protect our babies, and I don't play about the kids. I'm so tired of seeing people negligent about these babies. These babies are not deserving this. They're not, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse over time. And the more we can, and I tell the people all the time, if you got to get on the phone and tell on somebody, do it. Telling on somebody that's abusing a child, neglecting a child is not snitching. That's standing on business. Okay? I don't care if it's your mother, sister, cousin, or friend. If they're doing something wrong to a kid, snitch. Okay? And I'm going to stick beside you. We all going to stick beside you. Okay? And that is what it is. All right? You guys have a beautiful, beautiful day today. And thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you for watching True Crime with Savage RoyalT.